Thank you very much for joining us today. It's a lovely.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today. It's a lovely Monday evening. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. Um, Thank you very much. And we finally played the music that Ibo Jinodu requested earlier. So that's done. Lokonzo, good evening, sir. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. And thanks for tapping for getting us to 15.4K. The funny thing is this: it took us a shorter time to get to 15.4 than the 1 hour that took us to get to 6.1. So thank you very much for pitching in. Please don't stop tapping. And if you're on YouTube, thank you for joining us. Please like the live and also share. If you're on Facebook as well, kindly like and share. We're also streaming on Twitch and on X. Kindly repost on Twitter so we can, get the live stream to other people. Thank you very, very much. Okay. Just a little bit of thank you for the gifts. Thank you very much. If you're on TikTok, please click on the heart icon above my head and join the team. If you're already a member, kindly click and drop a gift, drop a heart me, whatever it is that you can. All these things help to push the live. We're going to have a little, should I say, twist to what we're supposed to do today. Today we're supposed to go to part 2 of the evolution of Christianity in Yoruba land. But something came up over the weekend, and I think it's important to address that issue. So we'll talk about that later. Big Inka, she's good. She was in school at the time. Now she's working. So that's what has happened. So she's very well, but she's getting used to the new normal, as it were. But she'll be all right. She'll be fine. It's been a minute that I saw her here actually, but Oju, why you like answer? Oju in the Garo Rio. Something like that. Okay. Good. If you're on YouTube, please like the live. Thank you very much. If you're on Facebook, kindly like and share as well. And we're going to get into today's conversation. Please don't stop tapping. Don't stop. Thank you. Kabaki, Agbo. All right. Hope it's not noisy. Hope it's clear. Properly there on a very good note.
Okay, I was saying earlier that.
So, we begin with something. Okay, I was saying earlier that we're supposed to discuss the evolution of Christianity in Yoruba land. We just might get into it much later. But just in case we don't, the reason would be that there's a particular video that has been trending for a bit. I said something briefly about it last week. I'm not going to play the video, by the way. I don't want to make the narrative there is actually not right. But I think the reason a lot of people are tripped, so to speak, by that video and others like it is because we may not be properly grounded in our own history as Yoruba people. Therefore, somebody might come along and then just say things like I've researched, and throw out some stuff, and then everybody gets carried away with it. But it doesn't make it true. However, Toba Jarale, I don't think it's necessary to be attacking the person. We won't turn your back off like one of our own. However, we can correct it, not necessarily by going after the person, but by actually discussing the truth of the matter, who we really are. And in discussing our real history, we'll get to correct whatever wrong narrative is being spread. So later today, I would love to do a bit more than I did last week when I just mentioned it in passing. We'll read a couple of books, we'll discuss some things that have to do with Yoruba identity so that we are rooted. And so when people come with different ideas, we will not be easily moved, or bamboozled, so to speak. All right. So there are three things I'm going to talk about when that time comes. I'm trying to write those things down. All right. One second.
Okay, before we get into all of that, we're going to start with the news.
Okay, before we get into all of that, we're going to start with the news. Something interesting happened on X over the weekend. Somebody from the north decided to share someone's seminar, so to speak, a paper that the person had delivered was a research. So there was a seminar series in Usman Danfodio University in Sokoto, and the doctor, his name is Dr. Murtala Ahmed Rufai, did the work and they presented the seminar. And so somebody decided to share it with us on X. And a lot of people have been talking about it. If you haven't seen that document, I have good news. The good news is that if you go to Telegram right now, to the Telegram channel, Redomi Global, you will see the document. You can download it, it's free. Okay? It explains a lot of things about banditry, and the title of that seminar itself is I Am a Bandit. In quote, it says I am a bandit. A decade of research in Zamfara State Bandit Den by Dr. Murtala Ahmed Rufai, BA, MA, PhD, Department of History, Faculty of Arts and Islamic Studies, Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto. He presented this paper on Thursday, 9th September 2021. So I want us to start with that. And then we'll now go into other things much later. Okay? So, like I said, if you're interested, if you go on the Telegram channel, Redomi Global, Redomi is spelled REDOMI, then Global, you'll find that document there. But there are some things I saw that I thought we should just talk about for a bit. Current event, Ẹkáàbọ, good to see you, sir. Good to see everybody. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. Let's not rush into today's work. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. I know we started a bit late. That's not because we started late. Actually, we started before 4. We were early. But somewhere along the line, we had issues with the equipment, and then we restarted it. But we're good now. But I promise we're not going to end by 8 p.m. I'll probably stay for another 30 minutes or so to be able to make sure that we be able to make up for the time that we didn't have earlier. I think that's fair. Okay. Cabo. All right. One second. I want to check if we're streaming on X, because I said it, but I'm not sure. We were checking at this about. Not the crazy part, right? Today. So we're streaming. We're playing music for about an hour. Apparently, I want you to bump that so. Already back. For about 50 minutes, almost 1 hour. People then said, oh, they couldn't hear anything. I was like, that's raw. So I think we should start with that stuff about banditry. And like I said, it's enlightening. It actually shows you certain things that we may not have known because, of course, we're outsiders. You heard the music rock. You heard it. Maybe it started and stopped. But that was much later. Atunbere again, yeah. I've tried to spread the gospel of your game show on some Yoruba platforms to encourage participation. Thank you. Thank you. I think we need to spread that message so that more people want to be part of it. But we'll see how it goes in the coming days. But thank you very much for that. Alright, so I was saying earlier, in case you're just joining us, thank you very much for joining us. It's a beautiful Monday evening. Thank you for being here. We are discussing matters arising today. So when I say matters arising, it means we're going to talk about different things apart from the news itself. When that time comes, I'll tell you exactly what it is apart from the news. But for now, I'll also start with the seminar series that was delivered by the doctor in Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto. He titled this seminar series, "I'm a Bandit, a Decade of..." I want to have this document. Please go and read the Global. You'll be able to download it free of charge. Alright, but there's some lessons that, one can distill, like some points that someone has made, on this matter. So let me just read it rather than read the whole book. I'll just read the key points. Okay, so let me start by saying, where is it? Okay, the summary of the entire document. Number one is that contemporary rural banditry started in Zamfara in 2011, and the first gang was formed by two criminals known as Kundu and Buharin Daji. By 2021, just a decade later, over 120 bandit gangs have emerged and had presence in 6 states. 10,000 bandits operated in Zamfara alone, killed over 12,000 people, stole more than 250,000 cattle, destroyed about 120 villages, and displaced 50,000 people. As far back as 1891, banditry had existed in Zamfara, so it is not a new phenomenon in that region of the country. Oral historians spoke of it and accused traditional rulers of colluding with bandits to rustle cattle and rob people. In fact, in the colonial period, bandits killed 210 traders and stole goods worth about 150,000 British pounds. The colonial government had to respond swiftly by stationing armed policemen in all strategic routes to curb this menace. Number three, there are different speculations about the emergence of banditry in present-day Zamfara. The first speculation is that politicians recruited some youth and gave them arms to achieve their political agenda in 2011. After winning the elections, these armed youth were abandoned. Since they had weapons, they began to rob people and rustle cattle. And instead of state authorities tackling this challenge, they gave the bandits amnesty and state pardon. The second speculation is that the bandits are simply aggrieved groups fighting for justice. They have since been subjected to extortion, exploitation and deprivation by different state agencies. They formed a group named Kungiya Gayu. If I'm not pronouncing it correctly, it's Hausa. My Hausa no pass Daya Biuku, so small. They formed a group named Kungiya Gayu, which means an association of young guys to fight for social justice. The third speculation is illicit mining. Illegal miners seeking to gain the upper hand over their competitors armed young boys from the forests of Dansadao, Dangobi, and Bagega, all major mining areas in Zamfara State, a state blessed with huge gold deposits. These local miners collaborated with illegal foreign groups of South African, Chinese, and Russian origins, and people of Russian origins to supply arms to the young boys. They delivered arms using helicopters. Some traditional rulers are also alleged to be involved in these illegal mining activities. Number four, Shigumi, after a tour to some of the bandits' dens, provided an estimate. Let me read it slowly. Again, all I'm reading is from a particular document I mentioned earlier, but somebody has been gracious enough to summarize everything. So this is the fourth point. Shigumi, after a tour to some of the bandits' den, provided an estimate of 100,000 arms in the hands of bandits, which raises the question of how these bandits get weapons. In other words, the Sheikh is saying that the bandits had an estimated 100,000 arms. The porous border thesis provides an explanation. Nigeria has over 1,000, or take it again from number 4, that Shekumi, after a tour to some of the bandits' dens, provided an estimate of 100,000 arms in the hands of bandits, which raises the question of how these bandits get weapons. The porous border thesis provides an explanation. Nigeria has about 1,950 official borders, but there's an absolute shortage of manpower to oversee these borders. Even when these borders are manned, some of the officials have been accused of conniving with bandits to facilitate the movement of weapons into the country. Number 5, teenage boys, young girls, and even married women are involved in banditry. Some attacks have been carried out by teenage boys without the consent of their elders. The young girls provided services.
Right.
Excuse me, please.
Please let me use a spray and lock that door. Somebody is knocking. That is stopping me. Teenage boys, young girls, and even married women are involved in banditry. Some attacks have been.
Teenage boys, young girls, and even married women are involved in banditry. Some attacks have been carried out by teenage boys without the consent of their elders. The young girls provided services such as intelligence gathering and serving as cooks to the bandits. Sometimes, these armed girls were charged to look after the kidnapped victims so that they do not escape. These women also received their share of the spoils of war in cash and cattle. It should be noted that not every one of these women chose to become bandits. Some of them were given out as wives to leaders of bandit groups in exchange for protection of their villages. Bandits have also been involved in raping young girls who were sent to fetch firewood or cut grass in nearby bush. In 2012 alone, over 50 cases of rape were recorded in one district, but the number is higher, as many parents often keep silent to avoid social rejection of the victims. Number 7. Banditry has become very sophisticated as bandits have grown in strength, tactics, and connections with various terrorist groups across West Africa and beyond. So the person put this question here: with all the atrocities committed by these bandits, is it right to keep addressing them as bandits? Should they not be addressed as terrorists? Thank you for it. So thank you, Ayolesho, for summarizing. But if you want to read the entire thing with pictures, it's actually very well put together. Please check the Telegram page. Look for the paper "I'm a Bandit: A Decade of Research in Zamfara State Bandits Den." The last thing is said. Echo on YouTube. How? Okay, 1 second. Sorry about that. Guys, please give me a second. Let me just check to be sure. I think it should be gone now. Mumbo, I'll check. Yes, please give me a second. Let me just check to be sure.
I think it's gone now. Thank you. I think I was able to fix it.
I think it's gone now. Thank you. I think I was able to fix it. First, Sean Oguns, good evening. Good to see you. Thank you very much for joining us. If you're on YouTube, thank you for joining us as well. Please like the live and share as well. Let's have more likes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Smile Hedge Musics. People say you know me outside this TikTok. We're waiting you called me that time. But thank you very much. Or outside YouTube, Seth. Outside social media, or maybe one old social media platform like that.
Is this your original?
Smile Hedge. Is this your original? Okay. Anointed and Olatunde Odediran Ekroleo. Thank you very much for joining us on YouTube. Yeah, so back to what we're saying. To be clear, the good thing, right, is that the government itself, that's the Senate, I think, last week decided to designate kidnappers, all these people, as terrorists. There's a
Senate declares kidnapping, banditry as terrorism.
Senate declares kidnapping, banditry as terrorism. Approves death penalty for offenders. So the truth of the matter is that the question that gentleman asked at the end of that stuff, that should we call them bandits or terrorists? We already have answers to that question. The answer is that it's terrorism, and also that anybody caught, involved in that will get the maximum penalty of death sentence for all of the offenders. So also I should read that because it gives us an idea of how this thing has been allowed to fester. Now, interestingly, while we're talking about what's happening in the north, and maybe another time we're going to have, we're going to actually settle down to read that document together and discuss it, a bit deeper than this. But while we're discussing how they were pampered in the north, they've been given amnesty, and government officials were essentially kowtowing to some of these guys, something quite interesting happened over the weekend. The governor of Abia State decided to do something similar to what governors in the north were doing with bandits. The governor of Abia State decided to travel all the way to Sokoto to visit Nnamdi Kanu. Now, a lot of people have said different things about this particular visit, but it looks to me like everybody wants to protect their own, even if their own is a criminal or a convict or whatever, a terrorist. It's easier to point fingers at the other group than to own whatever issues you're having. But for a governor to travel there, I really don't get it. But I'm just going to read the report to you, and then you can decide if that was the right thing for an elected official to do, or maybe we're just thinking too much of it. So I'm going to read two reports. One is from Niger Reports. Someone says, support your thief, I support my thief syndrome. Adez on TikTok. Maybe that's what we're seeing here. It's possible, because Kumi now, right? Everybody has Vim, but apparently, let me just read the report, then you can make up your mind what you think this is. Governor Otis sparks backlash with controversial visits to terror convict Nnamdi Kanu. Critics call it a political pilgrimage. Governor Alex Oti, this is from Niger Truth. Governor Alex Oti of Abia State has come under intense criticism after paying a surprise visit to convicted IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu at the Sokoto prison facility, where he is serving a life sentence for terrorism. The visit, which took place on Sunday, makes Oti the first serving governor to see Kanu since his conviction, drawing sharp reactions across the country. The governor had earlier announced plans to work towards securing Kanu's release, a statement many Nigerians say undermines the court's ruling and signals political interference in a sensitive national security matter. Social media users accuse Oti of embarking on a political pilgrimage using the high-profile case to curry favor among certain segments of the Southeast electorate. While a few supporters praised him for showing concern for his constituents, the majority questioned the timing and motive behind the move. The controversy has reignited debates over separatist agitation, governance responsibility, and the politicization of criminal convictions in Nigeria. I'm going to read the same thing from Premium Times, and I think it's quite interesting. Governor Alex Oti of Abia State has assured Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the outlawed indigenous people of Biafra, that he will resolve the IPOB leaders' issues with the Nigerian government and secure his release from prison. How? By going to the Court of Appeal, or by telling the government what the government must do now to make him happy. Mr. Oti spoke on Sunday when he visited the prison facility in Sokoto State, where Mr. Kanu is serving his life imprisonment for terrorism. The governor's media aide, Ferdinand Ekeoma, said in a statement Sunday night. The governor, according to the statement, while discussing with Mr. Kanu during the visit, encouraged him to remain calm and strong. That's good. He also assured Mr. Kanu that the engagement he, the governor, started over 2 years ago, which the IPOB leader has been aware of, have been intensified despite the life imprisonment. Mr. Oti further assured Mr. Kanu that the issue would be resolved, the issue in court, will be resolved administratively, and he, Kanu, will regain his freedom. That's from Premium Times. Now, while OT, I see people in the comment section already. We've not even gone so far. There are already people here, just constituting, insulting people. Don't worry, we already made room for you. While OT was traveling to Sokoto to see Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer decided to graze the screens. He granted an interview, and this is what he said about the whole case. Take a listen, please. By the way, this particular lawyer is Maxwell. So this is what he had to say about what Michael Opara granted an interview talking about Nnamdi Kanu and the case itself. I don't know if lawyers should speak like this, but what do I know? Take a listen, please.
I want to talk about those who are looking for power. Do you know one thing I like Tinubu? You know one thing I like Tinubu? Tinubu is not somebody to do eye service. I hear them saying, in your family, you go and you sold your brother out because of porridge of yam. I don't know whether you're assuming Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is at fault. Are you supposed to say such a thing? If you are reasonable, if you say that you are reasonable, you are somebody, former governor, former this, are you supposed to say such a thing? In a country that a bandit, a terrorist, killed Inspector General and Assistant Commissioner of Police, and wore his clothes, his uniform, and come for negotiation meeting with the federal government, and nothing happened. A country where the main bandits and the terrorists are having meeting with, and they said, the government officials said, we know them. But this one, nobody in this trial, nobody, no evidence, no somebody, so just as in I, Mr. AAA, I was a person that burned police station. I was a person that killed this person. I was a person that did this. And I was able to do it because of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's instruction or broadcast. No single person. No single person. Knockout. I don't know what to call knockout. This one's small little children normally play during the FSC period. It was attended in a terrorism charge. No communication. Just like how we normally see. I have participated. I have seen trial. How the trial of a terrorist, how they normally handle it. It's not a tea. It's not a tea and bread something. It is a very serious business. You must secure the conviction, the trial, prove it beyond reasonable doubt. This is the gun. This person is the person who used this gun and killed this person. He said that he was able to kill it upon hearing. You link that broadcast to that particular action. It is not presumed. You don't presume it. You don't do it in assumption. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying. Mr. Victor, somebody said, Allah will deal with you. If I don't kill you this night, call me bastard. And somebody reached him and died. The person made a comment, it's true. He will be arrested because he's the person that, but it doesn't end like that. You must check where, okay, now, when your chief has not asked this question, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, if you go to conference, they played it too. I'm just giving this instance, and I want people to understand it. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, Ike Nwachukwu and those who attended international national conference, that national conference, 2014 national conference, that if you go there and you do not talk about Biafra, just write your will. Are you know what I'm saying? This is one of the things Nnamdi Kanu, according to them, the same Nnamdi Kanu said. When the chief asked them, those people that went there, those Igbo people, did they talk about Biafra there? He said no. Is any of them died? Has any of them died? He said no. That one has settled that. Are you get what I'm saying? Sure. So when somebody made a comment, when somebody said, I will bomb this place, you check Even in law, you check the circumstances that warranted that person to say that thing. Even before you go into that particular comment, you first of all investigate the person from the back. His call, contacts, the people that is sponsored. These are the things that you use to prove terrorism, for goodness sake. Not broadcast. And the broadcast we're even talking about, we watch it, we participated in it. Like ESN, he said that now, if you watch in the southeast, what is raining is raping people, kidnapping, and all these things. This is a matter of urgency. We are going to recruit these people to go into the bush and make sure that there is nothing like banditry, kidnapping, and raping in our bush. And while we are doing this thing, we are going to organize